Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. My name is Nikolai and this is review for the Callisto Protocol, the grandson of Dead Space from Glen Schofield, a hero that was able to convince Electronic Arts back in 2007 to create something completely different, to create something greater than The Sims, something that can shake the game industry, something that nobody did before. And now, almost more than 14 years later, we are playing one of the most anticipated horror games, the Callisto Protocol. Callisto is Jupiter's second largest moon and the third largest moon in our solar system. Multiple recent kinds of research concluded that might be an underground ocean and technically it is possible to have life there. Most probably in the future, humanity will be able to colonize different planets and moons in our galaxy. So this universe that's Striking Distance Studios, which is the studio of Glen Schofield, will be very interesting and seems realistic to the gamers. I'm sure many of you were aware that the launch of this game was quite bad. The PC had horrible stutters, Xbox Series had some performance issues, and only PlayStation 5 console had outstanding RTX, stable frames per second, and overall playability. After multiple patches, I finally decided to play it on my own, on normal difficulty and on hard difficulty. And I can absolutely recommend you this game. So let us break down the game and find out how the Callisto Protocol became one of my most favorite games in this year. Don't worry, there will be no major spoilers. I won't lie, I was scared for the main plot a lot. Tons of reviews from Metacritic and Steam tried to throw some huge spoilers at me, and the upper internet critics have put not that great scores for the game. In the end, I'm so glad that I never watched any single gameplay video or any massive video review, because after playing it by myself and analyzing the story, I can tell you that this is a very solid game with some social contest, a piece of Illuminati and secret government, and many other things that can bring lots of attention to. Our main protagonist, Jacob, after his spaceship crashes, appears in the high security prison where the mysterious disease is spreading out and overwhelms the entire population of this dead moon, which is Callisto. The atmosphere of despair, catastrophe, and unbelievable violence is staying here till the last seconds of the game. And I'm impressed that developers were able to save it for so long in the game. The typical screamers where the players are getting shocked are being delivered fantastically good. The random simulation of all enemies' appearance is fun, but sometimes confusing because it's hard to understand where the enemy appeared. However, it makes the player to believe that this is not a corridor game, it's a simulation of a true experience of a horror game. The tension between the player and the game got the highest degree possible since the very first Dead Space, due to the most innovative thing that they have implemented, a true close combat action. Before, in Dead Space, there was a close combat, but it was as a defensive mechanic when Isaac, main protagonist of Dead Space, if you're still not aware about him, tried to escape a battle. And now, in Callisto Protocol, the close combat became one of the most important aspects of the entire gameplay. Every hit feels real, every breath and scream that the monsters are showing off are delivering fabulous pictures of gore, violence, and fear. When Jacob lands one blow, then another blow, then blocks, then finishes the monster, it is a gorgeous feeling, I won't lie. Guns in Callisto Protocol exist, but they have much lesser role than in Dead Space. Right now, the player should not rely on his aim and amount of ammo that he possesses. Now, players should concentrate and embrace the close combat action. Pay attention to how enemy moves, behaves, awaits for player to land the blow and block it. Blocking system is one of the most interesting personally for me, because later you can upgrade Jacob to the certain point where no longer the blocking will be an issue for you. But let us talk about problems that I encountered in this game. There are some serious bugs that probably won't be fixed soon. I played this game after multiple patches and had an unspeakable glitch with healing, When you press arrow down on your D-pad, Jacob starts to heal. But if you do aiming or press any other action, he will stop the healing process. I had already like 2-3 times when by accident I canceled the animation of the healing process and the injector got hidden. After that, Jacob is not healed, the injector just vanishes from your inventory and you get really mad, especially on the very high difficulties in this game. Another problem is movement. Sometimes on spiral staircases, Jacob can start to levitate due to the collision issues of the angles. Nothing major, but looks really strange. I was not able to find the footage of this, guys, because I recorded more than 15 hours of gameplay and I just got lost, so I'm sorry. Another thing I got with the dodging mechanic. There are already some walkthroughs on YouTube on how people are finishing the game without getting hit, but personally for me, I played on Xbox Series X and I had some troubles with proper dodging on gamepad. There are some useful bugs with enemy despawning points later in the game. I started to abuse it pretty often. You can come inside of the room, see the enemy, trigger its attention, then run away 2-3 rooms back, then return to the enemies and voila! No enemies anymore. Saves time, resources, and probably nerfs. However, you're losing money or the credits. Yes, there is a local shop. Almost exactly like in Dead Space, but much better in my opinion. There is no confusion with the suit or some useless perks, like oxygen amount upgrade. Every single upgrade can be done with Callisto credits. No more power nods from Dead Space. And all perks are really useful, in my opinion. Shop is important also due to inventory management. You have much lesser space in your inventory now and cannot hold hundreds of bullets and tons of medical kits in case of emergency situation. The player should carefully pick up items, trade them, and get rid of useless things. Unfortunately, half of the weapons in this game are completely useless. I got the jackpot by guessing that the close combat and power glove would be the most efficient in the late game. And damn, I'm good. I literally destroyed every single monster with the minimum shooting till the end of the game. With full upgrades of only 2 weapons, I was able to finish the game quite easily on the medium difficulty and later on hard. Other guns, like an assault rifle and some type of revolver with a double-barrel shotgun, are just useless. And the major problem that I think this mechanic has is that you cannot sell your weapons. Yes, and the problem is that you're gonna constantly receive ammo for those guns that you don't need anymore, or think that it was your mistake by purchasing them. I was struggling pretty bad in my first walkthrough, and when I replayed the game, I just decided not to pick up those useless guns. And at some point, I realized that this game on hard difficulty even easier than at the medium. I finished this game on Xbox Series X and played it only 2 weeks later since it got released. And yes, there were some minor performance issues still. The quality mode with RTX is beautiful, but it was barely impossible for me to dodge. So I changed the game to performance mode and it became much better to play. Yeah, unfortunately some FPS drops still existed, but it was okay. The overall impressions are really good. I played this game 2 times in a row. I listened to every single log, read every note, rewatched all cutscenes and videos, and I can tell you for sure that I'm ready for another game from Glen Schofield. Callisto Protocol is an innovative game with the same spirit as all Dead Space games. The legacy of space horrors is definitely gonna live forever, because we all know that one day the humanity will reach other planets, other moons, create colonies, raise many new generations of people, and proceed deeper into space in search of mysteries and answers about our universe. Thank you very much for watching it till the very end. Please join the channel. Subscribe on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. In description down below will be playlist with multiple games. Put like, comment, and I'll definitely gonna see you next game.